Hello everyone, I'm Jun Yijiang for HD Group. Today, we will walk through our social media analytics on Volkswagen and Toyota. So let's look at brand social media strategy part. The first, posting frequency. After scandal, Volkswagen posting for 40 increased to 75. Engagement dropped from 70 per week to only 1 or 2. Toyota crisis make an increase of 40 posts, but dropped to around 5 a week immediately. During the February report, it reached about 50 posts per week with 7 interactions per post. Next, media type. Before the crisis, Volkswagen used mixed media strategy, around half text, half photos, video, or links. After the scandals, visuals almost disappeared, which shows control legal style messaging. For Toyota, the media mix was mostly links and text, no visuals. After recalls, text posts increased to about 50% to deliver quick safety and recall updates. The posting schedule strategy. The heat map shows pre-crisis Volkswagen posts during user peak hour, including the weekend. After schedule, post was limited to weekdays. Weekend almost disappeared. It reflects a risk avoidance strategy. Toyota barely posted before. After the recall, activity schedule expanded, showing a more proactive strategy. The content strategy. Before the crisis, Volkswagen content about surveys and positive experience. After scandal, topic shift to emotion with more apologize, concerns, and help messages. So the tone don't have a big changes, but more stronger. For Toyota, it shifted from product talks to safety and responsibility terms like recall and pedal. So the focus moved from products to transparency and public comfort. Let's compare the two brand strategy to get insights. Volkswagen faced a reputation and legal scandal. Toyota faced a safety crisis that could affect lives. As a result, their response strategy moved in opposite directions. Volkswagen went cautious and silent. Toyota went active and visible. However, Toyota's engagement increased. Volkswagen's failed because silence reduced user attention and confidence of the brand. Next, let's look at the customer engagement analysis part. For engagement intensity, when Volkswagen entered the crisis month, interaction jumped to over 16,000, and all engaged way increased together, showing users react to the crisis immediately. Retreat increased about 12%. It means users began spreading the news, not just reacting. Toyota was different. Early safety announcement be ignored, but once the safety recall went up, retreat reached to 71%. It shows users began actively skewing information and engagement for the crisis. Engagement by content. For Volkswagen before the crisis, users talk about the products and lifestyle with words like Golf, GTI, and Passat. After scandal, content shifted to emissions, Dieselgate, and cheating. So engagement moved from product enjoyment to program-centered participation. For Toyota, pre-crisis content was product-centric, terms like lashes, hybrid, solar. After the recalls, discussions focused on safety and responsibilities like recall, pedal, vehicle. So content moved from product interest to risk-driven engagement. To understand the content deeply, we also analyze the engagement by topic. Before the crisis, Volkswagen engagement camped mainly for products and lifestyle topics, with heritage and nostalgia topic performing best. After crisis, the focus moved to scandals, actability, and environmental concerns, with purchase feedback topic becoming peak. So engagement shift from brand enjoyment to complaints, fact-checking, and peer discussion. For Toyota before the crisis, topics were mostly marketing, model features, and lifestyle, and engagement was extremely low. After crisis, discussion turned to responsibility topics, and every topic reached strong engagement over than 100. So the topic shift from the routine product talk to high demand information and risk-driven engagement. Alright, let's compare customer engagement for insight. Volkswagen engagement baseline started very high, around 2,000 per month, while Toyota was almost zero. During the crisis, Volkswagen engagement jumped about 6 times. Toyota reached later, but when safety issues increased, retreats went from 0 to over 70%, which means retreats grows the signal faster public attentions. So early clear communication strategy is the key to rebuilding trust.
I'll present our sentiment analysis comparing Volkswagen and Toyota. Let's come to Volkswagen. Before the EP announcement, Volkswagen sentiment was mainly positive. After the diesel gas disclosure, negative sentiment nearly doubled, shifting quickly from product comments to anger about deception. So next, look at the right picture. The monthly view softened the spark, but negative sentiment gradually declined as customers turned their focus to recall updates. We compare the sentiment before and during the crisis. Tweets during the crisis period showed strong frustration. Many users openly accused Volkswagen of cheating emission tests. Still, some customers continue discussing technology and driving experience, showing that a small loyal group remain. Next, let's come to Toyota's sentiment analysis. Toyota's sentiment involved 1 advisory and 3 recalls. Negative sentiment increased sharply during the second recall, but positive sentiment stayed dominant overall. Look at the right picture. Monthly trends showed a web pattern supported by Toyota's frequent communication. Next, we compare the sentiment before and during the major recall stage. Dissatisfaction grew after recalls began, mainly due to slow repairs and repeated safety issues, but many customers appreciate Toyota's transparency, which helps maintain higher trust and positive sentiment. And then we get some insights from comparison. Volkswagen faced an earthquake breach, while Toyota dealt with safety issues. Toyota's transparency helped stabilize sentiment, while Volkswagen's faced a deeper moral backlash. Clear and timely communication is critical for reducing negative reaction and rebuilding trust during crisis.
This section compares Volkswagen and Toyota's social network structure during the crisis. So starting with Volkswagen reply network, what really stands out is how extremely centralized it is. There are more than 80,000 nodes, but they all connect through very short paths, which means the whole conversation is tightly clustered. What's also noticeable is that the official account is basically missing from the network. Because of that, SZY Bearer ends up dominating the entire reply network. He received more than 8,000 replies and has extremely high betweenness. The retreat network shows an even stronger version of the same issue, as ZZY Bearer gets over 10,000 retreats, which makes him the only major source of diffusion in the whole network. This creates a kind of one-source viral cascade where all the information spread from him, and there's no competing voice to bailing it out. Toyota shows a very different pattern. Their reply network has 80 components and is much more spread out, which means the conversation isn't controlled by one person. Importantly, the official account at Toyota is actually at the center of the network and directly engaged with users during the crisis. This helps stabilize the conversation and keeps the brand visible. The retreat network is also more balanced. At Toyota, it's still influential, but the message doesn't rely only on the brand. Multiple accounts like Good Morning America, Flexbox also help share the information. This creates a multi-hub structure that makes Toyota's crisis communication more resilient and less dependent on any one actor. Overall, Volkswagen is dominated by one critic across both networks, while Toyota has active brand participation and more diversified diffusion. The difference is brands while Toyota is able to maintain stronger control over the crisis narrative. Based on this, Volkswagen really needs to engage earlier, make its official account more central in the conversation, and work with other influencers or media accounts to create a more balanced network and reduce vulnerability in future crises.
Hi everyone, today I will compare Volkswagen and Toyota social media strategies during the crisis. So first, looking at the posting. So Volkswagen posted last after the Dashlygate scandal and only during a short weekend hours. So this made their engagement drop quickly. But Toyota did the opposite. So they posted more and even later at that, and which helped them answer customer questions faster. Second, for content, Volkswagen mostly repeated the same customer service messages and simple apologize. They did not change their strategy much, but Toyota made a clear change. So they moved from marketing posts to clear crisis updates and recall information and safety messages. So third, from the sentiment analysis, so Volkswagen saw a fast rise in negative emotions, but their quick apology helped a little. Toyota's negative sentiment lasted longer and first, but their steady communication slowly rebuilt trust. And finally, in the social network analysis, the Volkswagen official account was almost invisible. So while critical dominated the whole conversations, which is very risky. Toyota official account stayed at the center of network, so and leading discussions and controlling the message more effectively. So overall, Toyota strategies was more active, transparent, and better, and guiding public opinion. Volkswagen still has big gaps, such as low participation, weak content changes, and poor control of online discussions.
Now, let's move on to part B, which focuses on social media strategy design for Volkswagen. This section is divided into two parts. The first one is B1, design suggestions for Volkswagen's crisis response strategy. And the next one is B2, the draft of a new social media strategy plan. In this presentation, I will focus on part B1, where we propose three main recommendations to improve Volkswagen's crisis communication and rebuild public trust. After the crisis, over 80% of Volkswagen's posts become plain text press releases, and visuals disappeared. This made their updates less engaging and reduced interaction sharply. Volkswagen should post more device and transparent content, like apology videos, infographics, or progress photos. Visual content builds trust, keeps people interested, and helps explain actions clearly during a crisis. When the crisis broke out, Volkswagen stayed silent for almost a week, which made rumors spread and hurt their image. In contrast, Toyota created fast and maintained customer trust. Volkswagen should have a crisis plan that ensures a first response within hours, updates within 24 to 48 hours, and continuous communication. Quick and transparent action helps control damage and show accountability. During the crisis, Volkswagen only posted office statements without interacting with customers. To rebuild trust, it should bring back two-way communication, respond to comments, empower teams to solve problems, and show empathy. When customers feel heard or respected, confidence returns and the brand's reputation becomes stronger.
Hi everyone, now I will present our social media strategy for Volkswagen, based on the key findings from Part A and the three pillars we designed. Part A shows that Volkswagen posted very little, really engaged with users, and lost control of the crisis discussion. Toyota performed much better. They posted during nights and weekends, shared clear safety updates, and replied to users in a more human and caring way. This shows why Volkswagen needs a new strategy to rebuild trust, improve interaction, and take back narrative control. Based on these findings, we created three strategy pillars. First, Content strategy. Use visuals instead of plain text and share verified data through blockchain and third-party reports to increase transparency. Second, release timing strategy. Ensure 24/7 crisis updates with a shift system supported by AI and settlement tools and predict the key spread nodes early. Third, interactive strategy. Reply to important comments, clarify rumors through AW answers, and engage users through engineer AMA sessions. Overall, this strategy helps Volkswagen move from passive communication to proactive crisis leadership and rebuild public trust. Thank you.